It has been 4 years now since Hurricanes Katrina and Rita hit the Gulf Coast. And hard as it is to believe, thousands are still living in trailers. Chief Investigative Correspondent Armin Katayan has long been following their struggles and tonight returns to the Gulf Coast.
Hard times are hardly new in Pass Christian, Mississippi. But 4 years after Hurricane Katrina tore this area apart,
the house is floating away.
Rita Marie Northrup still calls this FEMA trailer home, one of 2,100 Gulf Coast families suffering the very same fate.
I gave up on FEMA. You know, I could have appealed. I gave up.
At the height of the recovery, 143,000 families in Louisiana and Mississippi found refuge from the storm in these trailers. Now, 2 years after FEMA began moving people out of the trailers contaminated with the toxic chemical formaldehyde, caseworkers tell CBS News the thousands left in the trailers aren't trying to beat the system. They are victims of a system that's proved incapable of helping them get out. Just ask Kendall Deschamps.
This is home.
What's it like to spend 4 years in that box?
It's miserable. Bottom line is miserable.
A disabled state highway worker, Deschamps collects just $1,368 a month in benefits. Not enough, he says, to afford the sheetrock and new hot water heater he needs for the permit allowing him to move back into his 4-bedroom home, which stands just a few tantalizing feet away.
Kendall, top to bottom, how much and how long?
Probably a couple thousand in a day's time.
Deschamps says he has called FEMA countless times for assistance.
So this lady here, Miss Stephanie, give me Miss Darlene.
Only to get an endless game of bureaucratic runaround that has beaten this man down.
They give me the same answers. You need to call this person. Now I call this person, they tell me I need to talk to this person.
You're a good girl.
Candy Moran, a state social worker, says all she needs is a bit more time to fix her home.
But what do you do, you know?
FEMA's answer, a threat of eviction or temporary housing in the next county.
My grandparents gave us this property. So, you know, when FEMA approaches me and says, Candy, we can put you in a rental, I can't leave my home.
Today, these travel trailers behind me stand as a symbol of a recovery gone wrong. A hurricane of cover-up, chaos, and incompetence. A system that remains, in the words of one FEMA worker on the ground here in Mississippi, one big, disgusting mess. We wanted to ask FEMA about what's being done for folks like this, but they told us to call another federal agency, Housing and Urban Development, saying as of June, HUD had taken over long-term housing of disaster victims.
We're working with the states to remove all the bureaucratic red tape to make sure that those final families can be serviced by these programs as well.
Yet so many of those final families say the last thing they want is another program.
I got the insulation sitting there to go on that wall.
But rather someone to actually listen, to provide the help they really need.
And this is the sink and, of course, the toilet that goes in that bathroom.
To close these doors once and for all. Armin Katayan, CBS News, Gulfport, Mississippi.
Coming up next, letting cooler heads